Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. This is the spoiler-heavy review of the finale of Ms. Marvel and kind of a recap of the overall season. Nice to have everybody here. If you're brand new to the channel, we just hit 50,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Trying to hit 70,000 by the end of the year. Trying to go on tour. Trying to get comedy shows going out there in 2023. Trying to get some of these live shows. Big Thing, Sith Council. If you're brand new, you're like, what the hell is that? Well, stick around on the channel and find out. So help us get to 70K. All right, listen. This is a good show, man. It was a really good show. And if you look at the trailer reactions that I did earlier in the year, I said it looks like fun. It looks like a Scott Pilgrim type show. I don't know if I'm the audience for this because it looked like something my 10-year-old daughter would love, which turned out she did. It looked like it was geared towards a much younger audience. Turns out, seems like anybody can really enjoy this show. You know why? Because it's a good show. And it's got good characters, and it's about family. It doesn't rely on there's a lot of Marvel CGI action and that kind of stuff that pops in, but it doesn't rely on it. It relies more so on Kamala Kahn's culture, Kamala Kahn's her family dynamic, the way it starts off where her family's very protective of her, wants to make sure that she doesn't get herself into trouble. And ultimately coming back into the finale where they're supportive of her, they're protecting her, and her mother has to come to grips also that she was a wild one when she was younger, and she's got to give over the fact that her daughter's getting older, and she's not ready to kind of let her grow up just yet. And she's got to do it, and she does do it, and the whole family helps her out here, and just the performances overall, and Iman Vellani, who plays Kamala Kahn, I hope I said her name right, I might have said it wrong. She was just a pleasure to watch. She takes you through this entire series. And what she ultimately has to do in this last episode is come to grips with her powers and now be able to, when Najma, who is one of the Celestials, Celestials, I think so? No, not Celestials. I'm terrible with all these names, but she was the bad mom. And then she ultimately sacrificed herself for her son. And it was played by Reece Shaw, Kamran. And he gets all the powers. And I think that what they did well in this episode that I was thinking was going to happen, I thought was going to happen, they didn't. I thought they were just going to turn him bad. Like he was going to say, you know what, my mom's dead, so now I'm a bad guy now. They didn't go that route with him. He got pissed off a couple times and used his powers, but they switched the dynamic, which I wasn't sure, because I think it wasn't that they turned whatever the freaking government was that's chasing after him the whole time, because they're not necessarily turned bad. They're just the woman was just overly aggressive and doesn't listen to her superior. He says, "Don't go in there, don't listen," and she does it anyway. That guy's like, they don't seem like an evil organization. They just seem, again, like the government. But they switched the focus that for the majority of this series, they're in it. But they're not the focus. It was Najma and the rest of the crew that really were the bad ones. But once they kind of all turned into skeleton dust, they had no one else to really turn to. So that's, I guess, why they did that. That was the only underwhelming part of it, because I just didn't. It didn't seem like there was going to be much of a fight. It seemed like both Kamala and Kamran could take them out pretty easy, and they wind up doing that. But it was more so about the fact that the community came to support her, to support them, and that's what I thought worked well. I thought that the kid that plays Bruno, Matt Lintz, had a very nice run for the entire 6 episodes, where he was definitely friend-zoned for the entire time. I mean, even towards the end of it, when he walks into the kiss, and there's a nice moment between him and Kamran, where Kamran's like, was calling him Brian the whole entire series, and finally, and wasn't doing it on purpose. And he even says, dude, I've been calling you Brian the whole entire time, because it was pissing Bruno off. And they have a nice relationship. He's carrying him around the whole time. And it was that high school scene with the SWAT team or whatever could have gotten really goofy, but somehow it worked for me. With the way that they were setting it up and putting the hoodies on and confusing them, because they know the high school, they knew it well, and it didn't seem too Home Alone-ish, and it could have. So I thought that worked. And by the end, a lot of them got taken out anyway. And Yasmin Fletcher, who plays Nakia, who was pissed off that Kamala wasn't telling her she's supposed to be best friends, and she forgives her pretty easy. It's fine. It's okay. You're cool. Just don't blow me up or anything. And then it was this. I thought that there were 6 episodes that played from episode 1 to 6, and now you guys can tell me in the comment section because someone wrote it to me in my. I did a quick reaction after I watched it this morning, and someone said, "Oh man, we haven't seen something like that happen at the end in a long time," and I don't know what the hell they were talking about. I know that Captain Marvel shows up in the post-credit scenes, and she kind of zooms in there somehow, and she says, "Oh no," and she runs off. Don't know what that means. I picked up the X-Men thing, which I liked a lot, which I thought was great, where Bruno tells her, he goes, "Look, I figure there's something in your blood. It's a mutation." And then, okay, here's the introduction of the X-Men. So maybe this is one of the few things inside of Phase 4 so far that they're starting to actually link up. So it makes more sense that maybe either at Comic-Con they're going to talk about X-Men, Fantastic Four, something. But X-Men got its real first big nod in this series with the confirmation of the mutation, that it looks like that's what they're going to start playing with. So that I thought was great. Tell me about Captain Marvel stuff. Like, what did I miss? You guys can tell me in the comment section. I'm sorry, I've asked once, so I'm sure 1,000 people are going to answer. And please, by all means, go ahead and tell me, like, what did it mean? I know that she puts the thing on, it flips, she goes flying back into the wall, and then Captain Marvel shows up and says, "Oh no," and runs off. Great to see her, and then says the Marvels are going to return. We knew the Marvels were coming, but now that was kind of a setup. How? Teach me, because I don't know shit. How about that? That's what I'm going to tell you. Great series, though. 6 episodes, perfect time, 45 minutes sometimes, 50 minutes, not too short, just enough time. This is why you can put like 45 minutes into it. You add a little dialogue, you get more stuff out of it. And if it's just action with, you lose some stuff. If you don't have enough action to develop, dialogue to develop the characters. And I thought that's what Ms. Marvel did very well. I thought this was a very well-made show. One of the better ones that they did so far, because it just didn't rely on this kid being a superhero. It relied on who she was as a person, how she developed overall, coming-of-age story, allowed her to be a kid, but still have the responsibilities of what she ultimately had to do in being a superhero. And I thought it was a really sweet story overall. You learn about her, you learn about her culture, you learn about just what it's like to be a kid in general, and have this kind of responsibility. And it's a flip side of like Spider-Man, and you get to see it from a teenage girl's point of view. And I thought that they did it really well, and I really enjoy what I saw here. So what about you guys? Did you like the show? Did you like the finale? What'd you think about the X-Men? What'd you think? Teach me about the Captain Marvel, because I don't know, but I want to know. So let me know, guys. Thank you so much. And if you're brand new to the channel, like I said, hit that button. Get us to 70,000. That's the new goal. 70,000 by the end of the year. We got to hit 70,000 because we want to take this show on tour. We want to go around the country. And for those people who are brand new to the channel, go, why the hell do I want to see you? Well, stay subscribed, and maybe you'll find out why. You ever think of that? All right, thank you for watching this Ms. Marvel spoiler review of the finale, a little recap of the season. I hope you enjoyed it. See you on the flip side.